My friend Amy shared this story with me. You are going to love this. Her friend Astrid was at this huge community pool one day in the height of summer. And there she is. She's watching her son and her daughter play in the kiddie pool, and her kids are starting to play with these kids from another family. And so Astrid starts talking to the dad of these two kids, whose name was Rich. Just some light banter. And you can picture this, right? You're at a community pool. There's so many people. Like everybody's all over the place, and kids. And there you are. You're standing there in shin deep water. You got your one-piece bathing suit on. You're holding a sandwich. You turn, you talk to the other parent next to you. Nothing deep. It's so hot out. Oh, the snack bar. Yeah, I got the sandwich. It's not that bad. You know, that kind of thing. And now you and I know that these things, they can just kind of fizzle out kind of quickly, right? And that's exactly what happened in this situation. But when it was time to go, and Astrid started packing up, and she was on her way out, Rich, the dad, literally walked up to her with his wife and said, "Hey, how about you guys come on over for brunch?" I mean, our kids got along. And, in honesty, Astrid thought, okay, this is a little much to go from standing in shin deep water to a brunch date. But she didn't want to be rude, so she said yes. She got home. She marked it on her calendar. She told her husband about it and completely forgot about it. In fact, when the brunch date arrived several weeks later and she saw it on the calendar, you know what her reaction was? Oh my God, what brunch? Astrid couldn't remember who it was that invited them to brunch. I mean, she couldn't remember the dad's name. She couldn't remember their faces. Plus, she didn't want to go. No one wanted to get out of their pajamas and go to this stupid brunch. But I got to tell you what, I got to give her props because she forced her family to go. I mean, can you imagine? You load your family up. Nobody wants to go. You can't even remember the dad's name. And now you're standing on the front stoop of this house of these people that you don't know. You're raising your fist and knocking on the door, racking your brain, trying to remember what they look like. And not only was it a surprise that afternoon having brunch with some random family that they met at the pool, it was magical. They clicked instantly. The conversation flowed so easily, it was nonstop. And check this out. They found out that both couples lived in Chicago at the same time when they were in graduate school. And then they found out that they were in Mexico in the 1980s at the same time. And their paths must have crossed without them knowing because the amount of shared experiences. And then as they're having brunch, Astrid and Rich, wait to hear this. They find out that they have the same birthday. And I'm talking not only the same day, but the exact same year. Don't you freaking love it when you meet your birthday twin? I mean, how cool is this? I love this stuff. And it doesn't end there. Check this out. Astrid is an interior designer and designer of custom headboards. And Rich loves flipping houses. And that was the start of another magical connection. A few conversations later, Astrid and Rich felt like there was an opportunity that they just couldn't ignore, and they started a house flipping business together. Their skills just complemented each other perfectly. And for years, they ran a successful house flipping business, and they called it Same Day, Same Year. I love that story because what if you not only took everything that you're learning about how you can use these unexpected connections and see strangers as a way to bring more joy and energy and meaning in your day-to-day life. But what if you look at it as something even deeper? That it's almost like a scavenger hunt of people where there are people you're meant to meet that in the process of bumping up the energy and saying hello and leaning in and being that kind of positive person, spreading the ripple of positivity, that's how you're going to find the person that you're meant to meet next. And if you really think about the story, doesn't it feel like something had been trying to pull them together all along? There's no doubt in my mind that they did cross paths in Mexico, but no one went first. There's no doubt in my mind that they did meet in Chicago, but nobody leaned in. But that day at the community pool, that unexpected connection, that was the day. And to think it always begins the same way, with a simple hello and a conversation. And that leads to connection and curiosity and just feeling good. And that leads to invitation on a whim to brunch and a willingness to see what's on the other side of the door. And often what you'll find is beyond your wildest dreams. And that leads me to our final story of Jamal Hinton and Wanda Dench. This story begins with Wanda, who texted a number that she thought was her grandson, inviting him to Thanksgiving dinner. And the text read, "Thanksgiving dinner is at my house on November 24 at 3 p.m. Let me know if you're coming. Hope to see you all. Of course, that includes Amanda." Now, it turns out she didn't text her grandson. Turns out the text went to someone named Jamal, a complete stranger. Now, Jamal received the text and was like, "What is this?" He had no idea why he was on a text chain about Thanksgiving with these random people, and he had no idea who Amanda was. At the time, Jamal was just a 17-year-old high school student, and here he is sitting in class when he gets this text message from a stranger. What does he do? He doesn't delete it. He writes back, "Who is this?" Wanda replies, "Your grandma." So Jamal texted back, "Grandma? Can I have a picture?" Wanda says, "Of who?" Jamal says, "You, LOL. So this is where it starts to get real, because Wanda sends her picture. And so I want you to imagine she's a really pretty woman, big smile, grayish hair. She looks like an awesome grandma. And Jamal sends his photo back, and he looks like a high school athlete, big smile, it's awesome. And then he writes below his picture, "You're not my grandma," with the shocked face emoji and the laughing emoji. But then he adds, and I love this, "Can I still get a plate though?" And Wanda does not miss a beat. She texts, "Of course. That's what grandmas do. They feed everyone." Talk about an unexpected connection. Just like Juliet, Wanda leaned in, and so did Jamal. And guess what? Jamal ended up coming to Thanksgiving dinner with Wanda's family. Now, can you imagine the conversation Wanda had with her family about how she invited a total stranger to Thanksgiving because she texted the wrong person? And can you imagine how nervous Jamal was? Knock, knock, knocking on the door of a total stranger for Thanksgiving? In fact, I bet it was a bit awkward for everyone. But remember what the research proves. It goes so much better than you expect. And it sure did. It always does. See, Wanda and her husband Lonnie were instant friends with Jamal. And eventually Jamal and his girlfriend began going on regular double dates with Wanda and Lonnie. That's how strong the connection became. They posted online about this unexpected Thanksgiving text gone wrong connection, and it went so viral. You maybe are now starting to go, "I think I remember this." And why does it go viral? Because you and I, we love the story of how an unexpected stranger can become a very close friend. And get this, Wanda, Lonnie, Jamal, his girlfriend, Michaela, along with Wanda and Lonnie's family, go on to spend 4 straight years of Thanksgiving together. And every year they post about it online with new selfies, and every year it goes viral. And then 2020, Lonnie, Wanda's husband, passed away. And that absolutely meant that things would be different at the dinner table at Thanksgiving. But that unexpected connection that Wanda and Jamal shared was even stronger the next year. They had a picture of Lonnie at the table and carried on with the tradition of having Thanksgiving dinner. And this past year marked the 8th Thanksgiving that Jamal and Wanda spent together. I think this connection is so inspiring. They share a Thanksgiving selfie every single year, and the world loves it. But just stop and think about why this heartwarming story about the unexpected friendship between Jamal and Wanda has struck a chord around the world. I think it shows how much we all crave connection, how we would all love to be welcomed with open arms like family. Their story shows how you and I are wired to be with people. to give love, to share love, and to open your arms and open the door and share your life with other people. But what I really love about their story is that it proves that you can find connection. You just have to be open to it. You have to lean in. You have to go first. The connections you make will enrich your life and make your life more exciting, adventurous, satisfying, and meaningful. Because it is true. Some of the most favorite people that you will meet in your lifetime are people you haven't met yet. And the only thing that's keeping you from meeting them is going first. Some of your most favorite people are people you haven't met yet. I freaking love this topic. It's the idea that there's a stranger out there that you're meant to meet who could become one of your closest friends. Everyone that you love now in your life was once a stranger.